That's everything up here on the big screen, and we have over here the ISO booth and some sorted gear that we're just getting rid of. The isolation booth is where we put all the many of the musicians sitting here, and I will, talk to them while they're in there doing what they do. Wonderful musicians that we work with. And if you turn around, you'll see where I call these the big chairs. These are the big chairs. This is where Mr. Favreau would sit, or Nimrod and Robert, Gary Marshall. So, these are kind of, if I were ever to auction these off on eBay, I could probably get a couple of bucks because a lot of people have sat on these chairs. This is his spot here, back on the couch. Now we'd go back there and we'd commiserate and live in the studio for days when we were in the Passion.
Can you sell on eBay the loose change he dropped out of his pocket during Passion?
No. That's a good idea, though. That's a very good idea. I always tell people I'm working with, this is your sanctuary, and I'm being a little bit funny, but not really, because when we're in here, this is one of the few places that I've observed that filmmakers don't have to take phone calls and don't have to worry about a lot of other things. So when we're in here, we're working on music, and it's great because then everybody can sort of focus and calm down, and we can talk about.
I'm going to show the board once again here.
Sure.
All right.
This is the workstation over here. You can see this is where I composed most of Iron Man 2. I have a satellite room, which we're going to show you, which is in
and was this Iron Man for inspiration when you were doing Iron Man?
Yeah. Somebody gave me the little Iron Man maquette, I guess you call it.
Okay.
So don't trip, otherwise that thing will go flying. So then we go in the hallway. I'm not going to show you that room. This is the next room.
And then anything special about these guitars?
Yeah, these guitars were all utilized in Iron Man, on Iron Man. Yeah, you can, I can tell you, they're ESPs, which are wonderful. What happened was a number of companies were kind enough to send me guitars to use on Iron Man, and I'll mention them because I want to give them a shout out. ESP, Schecter, Gibson. I think Fender sent me anything. That's not good. But anyway, this blue one was kind of killer guitar. And then I've got my Les Paul and stuff in the other room, which I'll show you. Then we come in here. Now this is the satellite room, which I'm working in now, which is, messy, but it's kind of my own little messy place. I've got my Iron Man, I've got my Predator, I've got my workstation. Here we've got the Les Paul. We've got scores on the floor. This is a working studio. These are the Predator scores. And you composers out there might enjoy seeing that stack. That's about 95, 98 minutes of music. These are the musicians list. So there's a lot of filing that we're in the midst of doing right now. As we get a project done, we have to, get everything filed. So I have to go through everything, and that's what I'm doing here, as well as writing and doing my emails here.
So why use this studio as opposed to the other studio? What's the...
What it does is it frees up the other studio for very important things like mixing. We've been mixing a lot of my films here now on site. So that frees up the big room, I call it, for the big mixing jobs. And the satellite room, I can just hide in there. So sometimes we'll even rent out the big studio for mixes for other composers. Not that often, though, unfortunately, because I'm busy most of it. These are some of the many movies I've done. You're going to see a bunch of junk over here, but this is anyway, I hope. And this is our lounge. You can see some wonderful things that have been sort of sent to me over the years. We've got Predator corner over here.
Here we have to show your newest little...
Oh, yeah.
Well,
this is wonderful. This is an Iron Man that, the whole Marvel crew signed for me. You've got John Favreau, you've got the editor, Dan Liebenthal, you've got Kevin Feige, you've got Tori, you've got Jeremy Latham. I brought this down to the dubbing stage, and signed it for me, and then lo and behold,
It'll be available next month on eBay.
lo and behold, John Favreau did something very, very sweet. The day of the premiere, John sent me over this beautiful bust, and this is a much more limited edition bust, and John signed it for me. So that was a very, very kind thing of him to do, and I love that thing. So we've got dueling Iron Man here. We've got, Mark, those of you fans out there, what is this, Mark 3 and Mark 2, or vice versa? I think that's Mark 2, I think this is Mark 2. And, so, you accumulate a lot of wonderful mementos. We've got posters, records. I've got all my scores over here. I don't know. These composers.
Oh, and then you have some new friends here too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is our new friend. This is original Predator, baby. This is not AVP. This is the original Predator. So AVP, love AVP fans out there too. Love the movies, but that's the original guy.
And then this other Predator over here.
This is a very cool. This is from an AVP movie. This is the helmet, and those of you fans out there probably know what this is. This is one of the helmets from one of the guys, and when they take the helmet off, and you see the face, and it's pretty cool. It lights up. These are various scores. What's so fun is that when I get done with a project, we get all these bound, and so and there's like 3 times this many. This is we just put these out here for now. Because we're making room for all the others and trying to create a good space. So then we have offices on the other side, but that's basically it. It's a very small facility. It's not not a huge facility. It's because it's just me, and downstairs we have a couple of other composers who are renting out rooms, and that's wonderful, and they're great guys down there. So that's it. That's the studio.
So, you had mentioned Machete, which is what Robert Rodriguez is working on now. Are you working on that at all these days, or?
Yeah. One of the great things about working with Robert is that when he needs a little help or when he wants to get another ear on something, he'll call me, and we're all friends. Graham Lavell's wonderful. Graham worked with us on Sin City, and we've done other things with Robert. So yeah, I'm throwing a little spice on Machete. I mean, Machete is amazing. I'm just amazed at what Robert can do with with a smaller budget and stuff. I'm having a little fun. We're doing a little stuff for him on that.
Christopher
Yep.
wants to know, Mr. Debney was working on music for the Disney theme park. Any difference in working on music for motion pictures, and which you enjoy more? So you've written music for theme parks.
I have.
And how does that compare to writing music?
Wow. Well, Chris, thanks for mentioning that. Theme parks are great. That's my heritage. I grew up doing a lot of Disney music, and I would say theme parks are just, they're different in the sense there's different technical aspects of some of the theme park music that, you have to write things that loop, like when we were working on Phantom Manor for, Disneyland France, and Small World actually that we did, there are certain guidelines you have to adhere to in terms of composing music and everything with the loop, etc. So I love working on theme parks. However, I will say it's not as fun as writing for a film. The theme park material is wonderful because fans can enjoy it for years and years to come. But what gets me really going, my juices going, when working on a new film, because for whatever reason, I like the new challenges of doing things. And when I've done things with Disney, which I'm asked to do periodically, it's great, it's wonderful, but it's a different sort of dynamic. Sometimes you're dealing with
is Disney's